All right, everybody. We're just going to take a look at the SPY, what happened today, and just put it into context. So you see the weekly's up, the point figure's up. It had some cause, and all of that. I mean, it pulled back, tested, and then did all that. All right. So I think there's something wrong with the PNF over here, but I'll take a look into that later. But I do want to mention it pulled back and then it moved up and went right back down. So I'll examine that later. But here's a interesting eventful day. So you had the market come up and then it went down on the daily. So it's 1-2 day pullback. Where does it go? Right on the test of creek. Yeah. That's the resistance area. Right on this bar. Breaks above it, tests it, and does a little bounce. Now here's the interesting part. Now we take a look at the 5-minute, all right? You just get the levels. All right, now here's the interesting part. So we had this distribution, I think on Friday. Up here, you see the volume, this distribution. It broke, tested that area, and then came down. So I was looking at this I think around 410, 411, right? But what I missed was the test of the breakout, this area right here. And it's exactly where the market bounced. It went right to that area and then popped up. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this is a change of behavior. Why? You see the background selling and then it overextended right here on heavy volume. Right here you have 1421, right? You have 1421 and then the buying that came right after it. So in my opinion, this looks to me like a change of behavior, basically climax automatic rally. So that automatic rally is really a change of behavior, by the way. So it happens all the time. Now it doesn't, I don't have a clear break of a high or anything like that, but you can tell by the volume that this volume 811 is bigger than 148, 113, 96, and number of prior waves. So there, the climax occurred and then there's buying. Now it starts going sideways. So this is where it gets interesting because I want to see it make a base and low volume pullback and then make a higher high. Now the interesting part is the low volume pullback did occur. So you have the climax, the automatic rally, or change of behavior, and then 1, 2, 3 test. That's really good. It's setting up the higher low, meaning it's not breaking through the low of the climax. That's not breaking through here, which is what you want to see. You want to see it base out. You want to see it, the volume taper off, right? So I see this print, and this is a dead giveaway right there, 54, right? Even the 168, relatively speaking, 811 to 168 and 54 is saying what? This is your LPS, or the feather's weight, or the lack of supply, or whatever you want to call it. It is evidence of the supply diminishing and drying up. After that, I'm looking to see a clean break, and it does. It breaks this level. It breaks this level, and all it had to do was go a little bit further and break the high, but it just didn't break the high. So it just went to resistance, and then it pulled back, so that means the sellers are still there, and they sold. So now, if it broke this area, this market could have. I mean, I don't think it cannot break the current day high. It absolutely can break the high if it turns here, because we're in an uptrend, and this thing could have reversed the downward trend. So then, the targets are pretty high. So it's in that formation, it's in that, there's buying. Basically, demand was found, and it's very clear. This is not shit. This here is demand. That white right there, all demand. It's all demand. And you have what in the background? Look at this. Lower, 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 lower. What's that telling you? About the picture of supply from this red, 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 red. What is the picture of supply? There is no supply. It's gone. Right? It's gone. But when it goes and demand, what happened? Demand comes in and increases right there. So demand right here increases, right? But it just isn't enough to take out the high. Supply, I mean, it's enough to, all it does is go to that same area of resistance which tested the breakdown, but it isn't enough to break the fucking high and trend. Because the thing is, with turning points, right, if you know and have experience with change of character, change of behavior, if they don't form trend, it can be a failure. So I'm not sure about this right now, but I will say that it's in no man's land. All right, meaning it could be basing out here, it could be continuing to reaccumulate here, but surely it isn't ready to break out. It isn't ready to break out and trend, which puts it in a precarious position. Why? Because supply did increase here. It still did decrease there, but you just have to wait and let the market show its hands. Otherwise, if it continues to do this, I mean, I have two things in mind. One, it's extending the base, that would be bullish. If it's not extending that base, and it's just attempting and failing, that would be bearish, and it'll break right through and go lower. All right? So that's the action. And today's doji bar, I don't know if this is real. It cannot be that low volume. Is it that low volume? I don't know. It looks very low. And it's a very shitty bar. So that's really crazy. They're chested, and I mean, it is setting up with some indecision, and it could break right above. So we'll be looking for that. I'll be looking for this also and figure it out. All right, but this is the way the market turns. All right, it didn't turn at any levels that I've been looking at. Instead, it turned here. You see this creek where it broke out? It just tested the breakout and it bounced. And on that test of the breakout, we're going to see if they can hold, extend the base, and then break out to the upside. If they do, this high will be taken. All right, watch. All right, so just have to see. I really thought it was going to break out. You know why? Because the evidences favored it. Why? You see this? All this low volume, low volume, low volume red. And then the 54, after the 54, the attempted rally. That's exactly what you want to see. You want to see bulls come in on the weakness of supply. So that is what's going to create the trend bias. Weak supply, strong demand in the background coming in. That strength plus weakness equals what? Equals direction. Strength of demand plus weakness of supply, and then continuing that strength would create direction. Right? But unfortunately, it didn't. It just stayed in this shithole. All right. So we'll catch it later. All right. Take care. Bye.